Well, good evening, folks. Welcome to Elizabeth, West Virginia, and we are very happy to be joining you this evening for the Wirt County Annual Christmas Evening Parade. It is Saturday, the 14th of December, and it certainly feels like Christmas weather. It is very chilly out tonight, but that is not stopping the spirits of the folks here in Wirt County, West Virginia. They are proud of everything that goes on with them, and they are proud here for this upcoming parade that they have every single year. I'm Andrew Miller, joined alongside my partner here, George Allen, and we are ready to bring you live coverage of this 2024 annual Christmas parade. George, I wasn't here last year. You were able to be here last year. Said this is a very well-attended event, and I tell you what, just looking at across the way from us, all of the people lining up here on the Main Street Drag in downtown Elizabeth, this is going to be a huge parade. Always love to come over here to Wirt County and to Elizabeth and see the pride that they have in this little community. And when things like this happen, boy, do they show up and do they show out for their community. And very excited that they invited us this year to try to bring it to the masses who could not be here tonight. We know that a lot of people can come out here and brave this weather, but, you know, there's some people who just can't make it out in this weather, and hopefully they're able to make it out just through our live streaming coverage of this thing.
Last year, it was bitterly cold. I mean, bitterly cold. And the whole street was just lined with people. I mean, I told you there a little bit ago they'd start just appearing. And that's what's happening right now.
And we're hoping that when the parade itself begins, there are some lights and things that light it up. It's a little bit dark where we're looking at right now, but if you could see, folks, I'm going to kind of scroll across here. If you could see off in the distance, these are all people who are lining the streets here. So, of course, the cold weather has not dampened the spirit of Christmas for the Wirt County faithful here. They started rolling in here. I got here at about 5 o'clock, and there were already 5 or 6 vehicles that were parked across the way. And since then, it's just been a steady stream of people coming and getting ready to watch this wonderful parade. And, of course, it will last for just a little while. They're going to end up over at the Wirt County Fire Department, and they're going to have Santa Claus, and they're going to get pictures. I'm sure they're going to have some hot chocolate and some goodies for all the kids.
They always do.
I
mean, Stephen Suttles and them, they go all out for it.
Well, we were hoping every time we come over here, George, we're very excited that we get a chance to hang out with our good friend Bobby Joe Moore, the mayor here in Elizabeth. Unfortunately, Bobby Joe this morning came down with an illness, did not feel well at all, so she could not be with us here this evening. So I'm at least glad that she could join us online if she's feeling up to it.
We'll blame it on Donnie because she said when Donnie woke up, he wasn't feeling good at all. And then she sent me another text, and she said, well, I think I'm getting the symptoms too. So we don't get to have our buddy on the air with us. Bobby has graciously pulled us into the fold down here and helped us get to know a few people down here, and we have a great time every time we come down here, whether it be Riverfest, Pioneer Days, the Trout Derby. We got that coming up too, you know.
Well, it has been a great rekindling, I would say, of a relationship with the community here in Wirt County and Elizabeth with WVRC. Obviously, we've been pining hard to get that relationship reestablished also with the Calhoun County faithful. These areas outside of Roane County are our main listening areas, and so we have a heavy listenership over here. We have a heavy listenership over in Calhoun County, and so we're continuing to do things. And again, we're very excited that we do have the contacts, that we do, the people who are leading the way in Calhoun County and here in Wirt County to be able to allow us to come over and do what we do. And we're very happy and thankful that they continue to involve us in all of these wonderful events that they have over here. Always a good time to come over here to Wirt County and do some things. And I tell you what, I have had a great day. I've had a busy day, George.
Yeah, you started early this morning.
I've had a great day of reminders of why the season is what it is. We had a live remote this morning at Gary's Sporting and Pawn over in Spencer, and they had a lot of giveaways to do. Of course, he was doing a $1,000 shopping spree giveaway to the store.
Oh, just 1,000?
Yeah. Yeah, he gave away a $500 children's Matthews bow. But the big thing about this morning is he and Mr. Welsh from JW Logging got together and they purchased 9 bikes for kids, and they gave away 9 separate bikes for kids. And I tell you what, George, to see the looks on the faces of the kids, number one,
right?
It was enough. But so the first 2 that were drawn were a pair of brothers.
Oh boy!
And the mother broke down in tears because she said that when they came this morning to that she wasn't sure how she was going to get them presents because they were running low on money right now.
Oh, wow.
And she had prayed, thank you so much.
Thank
Merry
you.
Christmas to you. Youngster here hanging out with us and just dropped us off some goodies. And so she said that she had prayed this morning that one of the kids at least would maybe win a bike so they could share it.
You know, Gary, you know and I know, Gary has got such a huge heart.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he loves doing this. And anytime that he can give bicycles away to the kids and you know, like the bow that he did, I mean, a $500 Matthews bow, you know, it's amazing some of the things that he comes up with.
So that was the first real warming of my heart when that lady, of course, had been praying for that just for one bike, and her kids back-to-back were the first 2 drawn.
Wow.
Which was awesome. And, of course, she was very emotional. And on top of that, once they heard that story, they passed the hat without her even knowing. And they dropped off some money to her as well before they took off. That was only the first part of it, George. So we go through giving away all the bikes, right? And I'm just trying to preface why this Christmas parade and all the Christmas parades are so fun and so wonderful, because it does remind you of the reason for this season. So we draw through all the bikes, George, and we get to the final bike. And the final bike, we draw it, and a young man named, I believe, Dawson Williams was the winner of that bike. And Dawson went up and he said, you know what? I've already got a bike. Go ahead and donate that to another kid.
Wow.
Yeah. And the kid couldn't be more than probably, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 years old. And he was
understands the meaning.
So selfless, you're right. And he said, you know what, donate it to another kid. And some little tiny girl got it, and she was beyond belief. And Gary went up to him and said, you know, when you know the reason for the season and you give, it comes back to you tenfold.
That's right.
And so what Gary did was Gary wrapped up a $100 bill in an envelope and gave it to him. The kid was beyond belief. That's not all. Right at the end of our live remote, Gary walks out with a brand new bow and 4 arrows and handed it to him.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So he gave away 2 bows.
Yes, Gary, reminding us, because that kid reminded us of the reason for the season. So that was a heartwarming morning to start for me.
Right.
And then I just had a lot of fun over the Hungry Moose. I got to eat a lot of brisket and had a good time. But this evening, here we are, and I am looking at the crowd here, George, and it is so wonderful to see.
Yes.
This is a very small community, and they are all out in force for this Christmas parade.
Yeah. If you look down the street the other way, it's starting to get filled up down that way as well.
Well, why don't you tell us where this parade is going to start, where we are going to intercept it here, and where it will finish?
It will start at Wirt County High School, and then they'll come around the front of the courthouse, and then they'll come right down the street here in front of us, and then they'll make the corner down here and head down to the fire department.
Fire department's off the distance from where I am showing the camera right now. So we're seeing right here, George, just a small amount of the many people who are probably.
I mean, this is a small amount of what will be here when you hear the first fire siren down at the high school.
And I can't imagine.
And I mean, they'll just come out of the woodwork.
Yeah, I can't imagine who all's down there watching. You know, what we see is just the people here on Main Street, which is wonderful in its own.
And there'll be several down that way as well.
100% Pastor Mark Wood, beautiful stories. feel free to use those if you need for any purpose whatsoever over this holiday season. I'll tell you what, Pastor Mark, it absolutely warmed my heart. I tried to keep it together, obviously, because I was on the air. I did okay.
Yeah, you know, you and I are both softies. I mean, it's nothing for either one of us to cry on the air.
Not yet. It is natural for us. Once again, I want to thank all the people over here in Wirt County who have opened their arms and opened their homes to us here at WVRC. Of course, huge thank you to Bobby Jo Moore and all the staff that work with her. I mean, there's so many people. It's really hard to pinpoint all of them. Of course, Steve Suttle, who is the captain
chief
of the Volaton. I said captain, the chief.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I'll get my
Get it
titles,
right. He's
titles
the chief.
right. The chief of the fire department over here in Wirt County. We were hoping to get a chance to see him beforehand, but of course his crazy work schedule in Charleston as well with the fire department there makes it very difficult for him. I hope he's able to at least make it back for something over at the fire department. And again, so if you're over here in Wirt County and you are watching us, just in case you can't make it to the actual parade, but you do want to go see Santa Claus, they will be having pictures with Santa over at the fire department at the end of the parade.
Right.
And, of course, I assume they're probably going to have some hot chocolate and maybe some treats, some cookies or whatever.
They usually do.
Yeah, so.
You know, talking about, you know, Bobby, you know, getting us involved in this community and helping us get a good foothold in here. You know, there's a little story that goes behind that. All the city employees, she said that from 10 to 11, she can't depend on anything getting done because they're listening to the Trading Post. But, you know, we thank them for doing that.
Yes.
It helps our listening audience, and there's been several people that over the past couple years from Wirt County that is taking advantage of the Trading Post as well.
Absolutely.
So, you know, thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for getting involved. That's what keeps us moving.
That's why we do what we do, folks. Again, we are here in downtown Elizabeth. We are waiting for the actual start to the Christmas Day Parade. Once the parade starts, we're going to shut our big mouths and let you just listen to the sounds and the sights of the actual Christmas parade. But in the meantime, we are very thankful for the town of Elizabeth and the county of Wirt. We've got a lot of things we want to accomplish over here in this community, and we are hopefully on the cusp of some really, really good things here in this community. I know one of the things that we have been really pushing hard for over the last 4 months, and we are getting ever so close to it. We may still be a ways, but we are getting close to getting a crew of broadcasters over here in Wirt County and putting together the same situation that we have at Roane County and now at Calhoun County with WVRC Sports Wirt County. And hopefully that is going to get off the ground in the near future so we can be involved even more with the community. I know sports is such a big deal for so many small communities, and it's no different here in Wirt County. Very proud of their Tigers teams, be it football, be it girls volleyball, who made it just a sniff away from another state championship in volleyball.
Right.
Basketball season is in full swing, starting just last week for the girls and this week for the boys. Wrestling season in action as well. There's a lot of sports that they love here in Wirt County, and our goal is to help promote that here in this small community.
You know, this was a dream of yours when you first bought the station, was to try to get these other counties involved in what we've been doing. I hear the first fire siren down there.
Good sign.
So that's a good sign. They're headed up out of the parking area down at the high school, so they'll be coming up through here any time.
Yeah, the goal at WVRC is to expand the sports coverage that we have. It's worked so well for Roane County. We want to share that with other communities. And, of course, we get started with the ones that are closest to us with Calhoun and Wirt County, and then we will continue to try to expand once that is over. Once we've got those on board and ready to go. We can start to hear the sirens. I can start to see some of the sirens as well. Don't know. It looks like we are still on.
Let me see if I can get mine.
Let me check and see.
I think Jack's turned the mic off.
Yep.
Yep, we're good. Just checking, folks, to make sure we are live and on. So here we go with the 2024 annual Christmas parade for Wirt County in downtown Elizabeth, West Virginia. We're going to go radio silent with our voices and let you enjoy the parade.
Thank you.
Drew, you saw Eastwood, you saw Mineral Wells, and the Elizabeth Volunteer Fire Department so far. Like I said, they had a boatload of different fire departments last year. It did my heart good being an ex-firefighter. Smithville Volunteer Fire Department. And that is Calhoun County. Grantsville Volunteer Fire Department. Oh, look at this coming, Drew.
That is one massive vehicle.
They've got snow coming off the back of it. You see that? Cub Scouts.
Almost missed the Grinch right there, George.
Oh, I did miss him until you mentioned it.
Well, we see why a lot of the kids are here, George. Candy.
Exactly. Newark Shining Stars 4-H Club.
My only complaint is I'd like them to slow down so I can get a better picture of all of them.
I think they're all wanting to get down there to see Santa is what the deal is.
They're breezing through this one.
Exactly. Here comes one of our good friends from the Roan Jackson Technical Center. It's the truck driving school.
CDL permit
Exactly.
licensing, and of course, Roan Jackson Tech Center is one of our sports sponsors.
Yep. Enroll today, 372-7335. Tell Don Shepard he owes us.
Yes. Not a Wirt County native.
Exactly.
I think that was my good buddy Stephen Love, who's one of the instructors who was driving that CDL truck.
Here comes those marching taggers, Drew. Out of Wirt County High School. Going to perform for us a little bit.
I got a little Frozen action going on here.
Exactly.
Boy, some people go all out for these floats. It
Yes,
is
they do.
crazy good.
Concrete mixer. Look how this bad boy is decorated.
Let's just hope they don't start the roller there.
Right? They're still coming around the corner down there. I can still see several coming this way.
Smith Concrete.
Yep. Santa,
Yeah.
you better watch it. They open that chute, you'll be in trouble.
I see our good friend Bobby Joe Moore is tuning in. It's good to see you able to watch. It's all right. It's quite all right. We know that you are not feeling the best, so that's okay. At least you could watch this from the comfort of home. We hope you get to feeling better soon.
Uh-oh, look here. Mickey, Minnie, and the whole gang coming.
Oh, wow. Compliments of Morris Automotive. I love those trucks. Mickey, Minnie, Daisy, Daffy, Goofy.
Hey, you don't have to call me Goofy.
I call you other things, George.
Yeah, I know. We'll do that off air. Yeah, Mayor, we miss you this year, but we'll be back again strong next.
Echo Foster Care with an entry in.
I bet you this is from Piggly Wiggly.
I got a feeling you're right, George.
If you've never been in the Piggly Wiggly store here in Elizabeth, you need to stop by. They've got some great looking products in there, and that store is well laid out.
And here is Green's Equipment Group, one of our WVRC advertisers. Great to see them out and about, showing off some of their products.
Exactly. Up there's that Grinch again.
I don't know if I'd trust him with that tractor, guys.
I don't know.
Yes, Jeff, I have had a big, busy day today. You are correct. That's all right. It's the season to get excited about Christmas. And one of the ways to do that is to come to a Christmas evening parade. So many people in the town of Elizabeth and Wirt County have shown up for this.
There is
And there is the man.
Santa and Mrs. Claus, and they're headed down to the firehouse. So folks, head on down there, and they'll be having some festivities there at the fire department as well.
And you know what horses mean when it comes to parades, folks.
Yep.
The horses are the last line of defense, and they have really lit the horses up here. I like it.
Yep.
The horses even are dressed up in colorful lights.
Now, folks, if you've never been down to Sportsman's Park during the holiday season, you really, really do need to make a trip down there, because they have got lights from one end of the park to the other, and there is like usually 3 to 4 deep from the parking lot clear to the river. So you need to stop by, take a look at that. They've done such a wonderful job down there, and they continue to try to make the park down there at Sportsman Park shine, which every time I go down there, I'm more and more impressed each and every time.
A wonderful light display for Christmas. We invite you to go stop by the Sportsman's Park and enjoy that. As you see off in the distance, the parade continues. It will turn down at the fire department, and they will head down. And kids, if you want to, go ahead and head down that way, and you can get your pictures taken with Santa Claus, and you can have some hot chocolate and some cookies and all the good things that they have to offer. It's been another wonderful, wonderful day here in Wirt County, West Virginia, and downtown Elizabeth. George, thank you for coming over here.
Exactly.
Braving the cold weather.
It's always fun to come down here to Elizabeth. You know, I enjoy it, whether it's Riverfest. You know, most of the time at Riverfest, it's boiling hot. The Wirt County Fair, you know, the Trout Derby, or Pioneer Days.
And stay tuned to WVRC, folks, because we will probably be covering some of those things as the year progresses. Great day here in Wirt County, West Virginia. A great evening, not too cold for anything, and we're looking forward to the next thing we come over here to do here in downtown Elizabeth, West Virginia. And again, the Christmas Wonderland, as Bobby Joe Moore says, is open down at Sportsman Park until January 5th. Well, we have braved enough of the cold here today, George. I've had a long day, but it ends so well with a great Christmas parade here in Elizabeth, West Virginia. I appreciate you for coming over.
Not a problem.
And I appreciate everyone for tuning in, and we hope you share this video. Make sure to subscribe to our channels, because it always helps us continue to bring the great content we do on WVRC to you. For all of us here at WVRC, we wish you a Merry Christmas. This is Andrew Miller signing off.